What's up everyone, it's me Jess and I'm an opera singer. Today's video is going to be the pick from the winner of my performance analysis giveaway. Congratulations to Victor who has chosen Sohyang singing Everyone. Let's go. Ooh, nice. Nice. Whoa, a lot to digest. God, I hope I remember everything. Let's break all of this down into some really good points. Dang, I wish I had a word for word analysis, I'm not gonna lie, so that I knew what each word meant as she was singing it on each note. That would be so unbelievably helpful for me, but it is what it is. I'm gonna figure it out. I think it's so fascinating how you have all of these participating parts that come together to create a tone. And I really love to pay attention to how the atmosphere is set at the very beginning of a performance, because it's important to know how that is initiated so you can fully understand its journey. And all of those participating parts include things you may not even think about. Yes, that includes Sohyang as the singer. Yes, that includes all of the musicians and the instrumentalists that you see on stage. It also includes the sound engineer that you don't see on stage, and even the lighting engineer. All of these people come together, and all of these parts come together to create and set a tone. And I thought it was really cool how they set the tone in the beginning. The cameraman also. The cameraman plays a huge part on how the tone is set. And I'm actually going to use the cameraman as an example, man or woman. So in the very beginning, I heard just a very simple, calm, open, consonant sound within the instrumentation. Sohyang hadn't sang at this point yet. And the cameraman was actually highlighting all of the dark shadows. You just saw a lot of shadows everywhere, and you, for a quick second, I believe saw Sohyang far in the distance with like her silhouette, but you didn't see like a crystal clear shot of her face. And I thought the dark shadows within the camera paired with this open consonant sound really made for a very nice, calm, relaxing orally inviting atmosphere with a little bit of mystery, right? Because you're curious to know what this singer is going to say, when the camera is going to pan in on her, but you haven't gotten that quite yet. Then I liked how Sohyang did this, I don't know if it was a riff or a run, my ears can't tell. She did a riff or a run. At that moment, the camera was still far away from her, but the riff, the run, whatever it was, what I liked about it was there was a repeated note in it. I'm gonna go back and listen to it. Woo! Yes, I loved that repeated note within the riff or the run, whatever it was. Yes, so I liked that repeated G. Then I think she just went down the scale. She might have skipped a note or something, but went down the octave to that B flat. So she started on the higher B flat, B4, that repeated note on the G. Then I think she just went, something like that, but that repeated note was a nice little touch. I thought this was a special moment too, because as the camera was far away from her, doing this riff with a large distance between her and the camera kind of set the tone of, okay, it's time to listen, I'm here, let's have everyone pay attention to me and my voice now. And I liked that little touch. So now continuing on with Sohyang's vocals, I liked what she did with the very first word or words that she said. If anyone knows the translation of the very first word she said, mega manya, sorry, I don't know what it is or how to pronounce it, but please let me know if you know what it is. The way that she said that word was really cool because she said it twice, one at the beginning of the phrase and one at the very end of the phrase of this little section. But both times she sang it, she really sat on that M, which was so nice. And then she also stressed the first syllable of the word or the words. Mega, me. You heard a little stress on that first syllable, and you heard it both times she sang it. But though she was keeping those two things consistent, the two times she sang it, you heard a very clear differentiation between the emotional response when she sang it the first time versus the last time. You just got a little bit of a different energy from the two, and I really appreciate that. I'll say this 100 million times. If you're gonna say the same thing more than once, please, for the love of God, say it differently, okay? So, fantastic job. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the transitions within the music to get to some sort of a climactic moment are pretty cool. Now, I can see some musicians on stage. However, I don't know who is playing exactly what, or if something is a live instrument or a recording. That's very hard to tell for me. However, during a couple of transitions when the vocal line went up and there was a little bit more of a climactic moment, you heard glissandi. I believe it sounded like a harp. It's like a glissandi within the harp, which is just a lot of notes moving. I believe it was going from lower to higher. And then you heard some bass within the keyboards doing some sort of arpeggiated movement, I believe. However, I want to point this out to say I think it's really cool how they used those two components to actually drive and drop into this more climactic moment. This is the last thing. There was a phrase that Miss Sohyang sang, and she sang that phrase. We're gonna go back because I need to refresh my memory on exactly what it was. I just remember it was beautiful. Okay, the phenomenal thing about this one phrase was the pairing of her dynamic choices with the shift in vocal registers. Oh my God, it was so good. So the very beginning of the phrase, she started with a beautiful forte in a mixed voice. Oh my God. I'll say this in every Sohyang video. I don't freaking care. She has one of the best mixed voices. I love it. So she started the phrase off forte with a nice mixed voice, and then she sang a couple of notes, and then she had one note that was held out for a long duration of time. I don't know what that word is, but right when that note started to hit, you heard a slight, just an ever so slight vibrato from the very start of that note. Which is beautiful. And then the cool part though was when she decided, she just swooped in on this, she just decided to shift up into her head register while at the same time doing a decrescendo. That is so hard, but it was so freaking beautiful. And then what was really cool about this moment too was musically, after she had finished this beautiful phrase, I believe there was like an unresolved chord right after she finished singing. At least me as a listener, I hear this unresolved chord and it immediately wants you to just keep going. It's like this drive to hear more because that chord was unresolved.
When you walk through the valley of shadow, he said, I'll be the one, I'll be the one to be your
God. Wow. When you are fully surprised. Okay. I'm so glad that there's two different languages being demonstrated in this song. I think it's great for me as an analytical person who's really trying to pay attention to just sounds in general. I think it's really cool to pay attention to the way that people form their vowels or say their consonants when singing in different languages, whether one language is native and the other isn't, or whatever the case. I really like to pay close attention to how they phonate their words. So this was a great demonstration. I want to say there was a moment when I felt there was a little bit of tension, and it was on the word, Oof. Okay, so it was on the word when, and you can see within her vocal cavity that her tongue looks pretty stiff. It's sticking up and it looks a little bit rigid. And because of this, the sound sounds a bit pressed, and it was only on these two words. She's saying the word when twice, and her tongue raised pretty highly in comparison to the way she has a relaxed tongue on other words. Actually, I'm curious to know if that has anything to do with this being in English, because I didn't see this, to my knowledge, in any words or any sung notes in the first part of the song. I believe this is the only time this happened. But what happens after this is pretty great. She actually completely relaxes her tongue after singing the word when.
When you need someone to share your love, he said.
It's pretty phenomenal to see her tongue go from a pretty stiff and rigid position to a very calm and relaxed position when singing other notes. The amount of talent Miss Sohyang has is so crazy. Her heady notes in that higher register were so clear. It was unbelievable. I'm gonna pull out my phone to figure out exactly what notes they were, because no, there were some interesting moments within the harmony and the melody going on during this really cool moment. Stop. Yeah, that was me. Yes. Oh man, that is such a gorgeous line. B flat, okay. A flat, B flat, B flat, B natural, G natural. I know those are the notes, and I believe the A flat and the B flat were repeated twice. Oh man, these notes are crystal clear. What's cool about these notes is they're not within the key. So I believe we're in the key of B major, and she's singing an A flat. So I can't hear any of the other notes within the harmony. My ears aren't that good, but I heard an A flat, obviously what she's saying. So she's saying an A flat, key of B major, flat 7. So maybe she's just, maybe that's just a borrowed chord of the parallel minor. I don't know, maybe it's one of those, but whatever the case, that A flat and then the raised tonic, B natural, just hovering around those altered notes was just a very whoa moment, on top of the fact that she's singing high, right? And then when she hit that beautiful D natural, oh, it was so good. That D6, my God, it was so good. I wish the cameraman or the camera woman had stayed on her face so that, you know, we can see what is going on with her when she's singing these notes. My God, they're so crystal clear and they're so pure. It literally sounds like a recording or something. The way that it pings literally dead center on the pitch, to me, is what is so striking. It's so freaking good. Yes, we're listening to that all over again. stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The idea that there is still, 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the song is not even fair. This is a song I literally would never want to sing. This would be equivalent to someone coming up to me and requesting for me to sing a Wagnerian opera, or not even an opera, an aria. Like, no, it's just unbelievably demanding. What's crazy is how she is keeping it going. I'm so thankful for the parts within the melody that dip into her lower register to give her some sort of a break. I could tell, just paying very close attention, I could tell there was just a hint of fatigue when she was singing in those lower registers, releasing her breath and then going to sing the next part. But what was crazy was when she went on to sing the next part, which was in her higher register after she dipped, it was perfect. It was literally perfect. Her voice sounds so unbelievably healthy for a song this demanding. Listen, this is hard. I don't care how much vocal rest you've had. This is just an extremely demanding song. Yes, vocally, but also probably for her emotionally. I don't know what all of the words are, but it sounds like a pretty emotional song. I'm also very impressed with her leaps. There are a good amount of leaps within this song, meaning a jump from one note to another note. The interval between the notes is pretty large, and she's executing each one of them so well. For me, what I like to pay attention to is how the two notes are being connected by the singer. Yes, to us, we're naturally maybe going to gravitate to that higher note because it's a higher note. However, just because it's a higher note doesn't mean it needs to stick out. For me, what I like to hear is how that top note is actually grounded from the same foundational support as that lower note, and listening to the vowel modification going from a lower note to a higher note. She's so well advanced in this particular technique and just connecting them in such a powerful and healthy way.
날 위로해주지? 바로 여러분.
Oh my God. heck is happening? There's some things I definitely need to point out. So back when we first started this little section, she was singing on a yeah, and she was just kind of climbing up the scale. To see her mouth position, you all pay attention to her mouth position. When she was going to repeat that yeah, but singing on that ya, I believe, maybe an ah vowel, all you saw was her tongue slightly shifting to re-say the ya in the word. And that was, I don't know, maybe it's just the geek in me, but that was just such a beautiful visual. It was just perfect. The sound was perfect. Her vowels, this is like a voice teacher's dream. Like her vowels are just so crystal clear and so resonant. And they're resonant because the vowel is pure. It's pure from the beginning all the way to the end. There is no doubt what vowel she is singing, and that, you all, is a beautiful thing. I really, really like the alternating of speaking and singing, very gospel-like. Loved that. I believe you all have told me that she has a gospel background. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you guys did tell me that, which is really awesome. I need to know. Please let me know what she was saying during the moment where she just stopped and talked.
내가 만약 외로울 때면 누가 날 위로해주지? 바로 여러분.
Oh my God, I have no idea what she was saying, but I was so moved. I was so moved. I was touched. I think that's such an interesting thing when you have no idea what she's saying. I have an incredible amount of respect for your instrument. Keep it up, please. Please, please, please keep it up. Congratulations, Victor, as the winner of this giveaway. I am so thankful that you picked this song, this singer, and this performance. If you liked all that you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and please don't forget to comment down below what the translation of these words of this song are to help me and anyone else who is watching and doesn't know the language. Lastly, make sure you check out my description box below to keep in touch with me and get access to exclusive perks. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you soon.